Hello, everyone. This Sunday, we begin the most important week in the church's year. It's called Holy Week. And 3 times during those 7 days of Holy Week, we will hear the story of Jesus's last meal, which he shared with friends. We'll hear it on Palm Sunday, we'll hear it on Holy Thursday, and we'll hear it again on Good Friday. What is one of the most enjoyable and memorable meals that you have ever had? Hopefully, you've had many, but I want you to just think of one of them. I remember one very memorable meal that I had in Sydney, Australia, many years ago. A priest friend of mine from down there, Father Tony Doherty, had invited me to join him and his good friends, Barry and Mary Lum. The day, a Saturday, began with a real first and incredible treat for Father Mike, and that was for the first time to play tennis on grass. It was a delightful experience, and the tennis was pretty good by all concerned. Afterwards, we retired to the Lums' beautiful home and met their lovely family, where we cleaned up and we prepared for a feast. It wasn't just a meal, it was a feast. I literally lost track of time. The food was delicious, the wines flowed, but we weren't just feeding our bodies. We were nurturing our souls through the conversation and the company that we shared. Before I knew it, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. What a very memorable evening for me. During my time in Italy, when I was working for Gonzaga University, I had many memorable meals with friends I made over there. Now, the Italians believe in slow food. In fact, they invented the slow food movement, which is very different than our fast food. I came across this quote in an Italian cooking book by Marcella Hazan. Here's what she said, and I've carried it with me all these years since. An Italian meal is not just for allaying hunger. Dining in Italy is an affirmation of the preciousness of simple things, of the worth of bread, of oil, of wine, and of ourselves. It's a rite of renewal, a celebration of human triumph over the daily abrasions that wear us down. The heat of the summer, the demands of the job, the indignities of the flu, the indifference of the bureaucracy, the perfidy of inanimate objects. For animals, eating is survival. For humans, eating is a rite of civilization. But for Italians, eating is the single great art that is accessible to us all. So writes Marcella Hazan. Is it any wonder that Jesus chose a meal to be the form of thanksgiving or Eucharist that we were to do in memory of him? Liturgist Father Bob Hovda once wrote, "Where else in our society are food and drink broken and poured out so that everybody shares and shares alike, and all are thereby divinized alike? Where else do economic czars and beggars get the same treatment? Where else are we all addressed with the proclamation of a word we believe to be God's, not ours, and before which we all stand equal. Where else are we all sprinkled and bowed to and incensed and touched and kissed and treated like somebody, all in the same way? This is playing the reign of God. This is an alternative in contradiction, in sharp distinction to our status quo. This classless society is the way things ought to be. We are all one around that table that the Lord left us. For the time being, as we are all sheltered in place to prevent our catching or spreading the coronavirus, we can't physically gather for Eucharist. This year, we will experience it live streamed at St. Ignatius Parish on Holy Thursday at 7:30 in the evening, on Good Friday at 7:30 in the evening, and at the Saturday evening Easter Vigil at 8:15. And then Easter morning at 7:30 a.m. And I hope you can all join us. They say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. Many of you have written emails or left phone messages and have expressed a desire to physically receive communion again. That is something we all hope for and pray for, and God will hear that prayer. But it's going to take some time. Until then, let every meal you share be holy. May it strengthen your bonds as a family and our bonds as a faith community. So until next time, remember to stay grateful, stay hopeful, and especially to stay safe. God bless you all.